r/off my chest. Significant Dust 5034 says, husband quit his job and expects me to cover all the bills. Just need to get this off my chest as it's been a crazy month, and since it's almost the end of June, life decided to throw another curveball, and now I'm sitting here at work on the verge of trying not to cry or get frustrated. So my husband is a heavy equipment operator and earns quite a bit of money, perhaps even more than me. Well, even though he earns a lot to keep us comfortable, I still kept my job and we have a joint account. He is really good with money and doesn't go too crazy. The only major things we ever bought was a truck and a SUV, which are both financed. Well, recently I noticed he was spending money more than usual, but I just thought that maybe he wanted to splurge a little, since most of the time we just save our money. Today he gives me a text stating he is quitting his job and doesn't plan on getting a new job anytime soon, and tells me I'll have to cover the bills, the credit cards, the vehicle payments, and the phone bill and Wi-Fi. I was upset and did not have any words. There was no explanation, and I did ask, and he just said he was tired of that job and just wants to sit at home and play video games all day while I work. My check doesn't even cover all the bills. IDK lately I've been seeing a change of character. He's been more judgmental and moody, but I never bothered to ask cause I'm always met with you worry too much. Now I'm sitting here at work upset and not wanting to go home after work as I don't want to see his stupid face. Edit: he does suffer from depression and he has had moments where he loses all motivation to do anything, but it was never this bad. In fact, work has kept him from getting in his head. But now he's even willing to give up work as well. Lurker_the_pip says, this sounds like something is wrong with him. He didn't even discuss it with you. He needs to see a doctor and you need to separate finances as fast as you can. He may bleed your accounts dry and then leave you. Please see an attorney immediately. Normally I would say talk to him, but he took that off the table. Perk0 says, my exact thoughts. Drinking_hot_tea says, I read something similar a while ago. Highly suggest seeing a doctor too. If he had any head injuries, it can directly cause behavioral changes. Isolo says, you should get your own bank account and use the joint account as his allowance. He seems to be making some random big decisions, and I worry he's just going to take all the money and go on a journey to find himself. Only having a joint account never ends well. Hope you can finance the coming months. Kalila Fair says, he does not get an allowance if he really wants to just sit around and do nothing all day. That's a slippery slope to him asking for more and more money they don't have. Frelicndatus says, absolutely not. I don't care if he is depressed, he doesn't get to unilaterally put the entire household burden on you. I have major depressive disorder and sure, it would be great to sit at home and do nothing all day, but I don't. Tell him he needs to get help and a job or you will roll out. Because I assume that as part of his staying at home he definitely does not intend to do any of the house chores either. Frick that. R/off my chest. K76612613 says, I'm so sorry my life has turned out this way. I don't know how everyone else does it. Every time I try to convince myself, I end up backing down and shutting myself in. I wish none of this had happened. I wish I had never been born. I don't feel any joy at all. I know what happiness is, but I doubt I'll ever be happy again, having been through so much. Some things can't be undone. I don't even care about money or my career anymore. I'd rather die peacefully than be a billionaire. Work has brought me more trouble than satisfaction. This life is not worth the living. I want to say it is, but it isn't. I'm so sorry. What Felexis says. Quit, pack some things, and move. buy a van, and live in it for a summer. Just say, frick it. It's time for a change. Hope to hear updates about your new chapter. Just underscore trying to Mac Eat says. What people don't tell you is it's okay to feel this way. It's normal. I've 100% been there. I wasn't sad or depressed. Just seemed pointless. The funny part for me is I had a good life and still felt that way. I'm so happy I made it out the other side. You only know what you know in that moment. The moments I'm in now. I'm able to find appreciation everywhere I look. Not so long ago. It was the exact opposite. You can change. How you feel can change. How you think can change. Never lose confidence in yourself, because you're all you have. Nobody's coming to save you but yourself. But the good news is, you can definitely do it. The fact that you're posting here tells me you can. Blackhearts underscore 26 says. You need positive vibes sent your way. I hope things get better for you. r/offmychest. Connect Truck 272 says. Legitimately thinking about cheating on my husband. I know it sounds awful, but hear me out. And I'm 30 female, Iraqi woman, living in the US. When I was 21, I was in a long-term relationship with the love of my life. The problem was, he was white and non-Muslim. I was going behind my parents' back to be with him as under Islam, women are prohibited from dating/relationships before marriage. Our parents are to choose our spouse, or if a man is interested, he is to go to my parents to ask for my hand. My parents did not want me to marry anyone who wasn't an Iraqi Muslim. I've always considered myself non-Muslim, but if my parents knew that, I would have reason to legitimately fear for my life. So I sucked it up and dealt with it. I wore a hijab, I followed every rule to a T, except for the fact that my extra university classes were my boyfriend and I at his place, cuddling, watching movies, just spending time together. My ex and I were very serious. He planned to convert to Islam and ask for my hand. When he did exactly this, my parents freaked out. I was isolated from everything. They forbade me to have any contact with him, and he waited for me. They planned a vacation to Iraq for the summer. Fellow Iraqi women, you know how this will go, and left me there, and by the end of the summer, I was married to a man 13 years older than me that I didn't know at all. He never allowed me access to the internet and consistently shamed me for being unclean because I admitted to having sex with my ex, and I had essentially ghosted my ex outside of my own will. Since that time, we have moved back to the USA. I have 3 children, 1.5 meters, 2.5 meters, 4F, and I hate my husband. I hate my parents for forcing the marriage. I love my children, but it's so hard for me to look at them, knowing how much I hate their father. He is incredibly abusive towards me. He is verbally abusive towards my children. He resents my daughter because she's not a boy and cannot carry on his family name. I'm trying to escape my situation by any means possible, and at this point, I no longer care if my parents never speak to me again. I have recently been able to reconnect with old friends after running into them at the grocery store, as my husband does not allow me to have social media. By doing this, I have also reconnected with my ex. He was in a relationship, but it didn't work out for him, and he has told me that he was crushed when he found out that I was married. I've been sneaking around and speaking to him since we reconnected, and I still love him. I know he's trying to keep his distance because of my husband, but I'm ready to say, frick it all and be with him again. Divorce is tricky within Islam, but I'm almost willing to put myself in danger for it to be permissible. I'm also conflicted because I'm worried for my children. I know he will be a wonderful father to them and pick up everywhere my husband leaves off. I don't know what to do. I don't love my husband. I never did. I just don't want to destroy my children's lives or put them at risk. Edit. Forgot to add in, I was afraid of disappointing my parents when I got married. I desperately craved their approval. I shouldn't have allowed any of this to happen in the first place. I know that now. I've spoken with an Islamic scholar before regarding divorcing my husband, but was told it would be impermissible because I was not in danger. Constant emotional abusive, explosive screaming fights, and slamming doors is apparently not enough. And sorry for the long read. This has been on my mind for months, and I really have nobody to discuss this with. Etucitus of myself says, your title is very deceiving. This isn't a thinking about cheating on my husband post at all. This is a I'm about to change my life for the better. I'm very nervous about it, but my happiness and quality of life matters post. Best of luck to you. Connect Truck 272 says, thank you. I know it feels deceiving, but at this point I'm just scared for my kids' sake. For their sake, I feel like I have no choice but to stay as I'm a Sam and was never allowed to finish university. I don't want to burden anyone else with having to support me and my children, but I just want a better life for all of us. I want my children to thrive, and I want to finish school. I think I may broach the subject of being together again with my ex. He has brought it up, but is trying to be respectful, so I don't get hurt, but I don't want him to have to support me. Also, to be fair, I kind of just want to have enjoyable sex for the first time in almost 10 years as well. Lee_R_ning says, be careful op, be very careful please. Restless_otter says, TBH, it's better for your kids to get away from your husband since he's abusive. I'm not sure how I would suggest going about that, but you should try contacting a divorce lawyer for advice. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.